Hello. Let's give this just a second. Okay, we are live. I'm going to wait just for a moment because I know one or two of you was looking for the answers that I'm going to talk about today. So I hope that you guys are having a good middle of your week. Today is Wednesday. Usually my Wednesday is like, I don't know, energy wise, my hardest day, but I was kind of feeling, some energy this morning. So we are going to talk about just a couple things this morning. I got some questions for you guys from the previous week for this week's video, so I figured I would just go live and make it easy. But before I start talking about the questions that we had, I do want to remind you guys that tomorrow we are doing my exclusive client onboarding training. It is at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Central Standard Time. I'll add the link below in the comments. But basically, what we're doing is going through my entire onboarding process, which is extremely important to make sure that your onboarding process is very systemized and exact. Because if your clients are confused as they come on into your business and as they join you and your team, when you have a team, if they are confused at any point or feel like there is a disconnect at any point within your communication or your relationship, or even honestly the delivery of your products, then you're going to have a breakdown and you're not going to have those lifelong clients or those high paying clients that you are looking for. So we are going to be going through my entire onboarding process. You're also going to get my email automation sequence. You're going to get my call cadences and action plans. And then we'll also have a live Q&A. So for tomorrow, it is $35, I believe, for tomorrow. And then after that, it's going to go up and it'll be like just kind of a recording. But you'll still get all of my templates. You'll get a PDF version of the slides that I'm going to present. You're also going to get a video copy of the training. And again, like I said, you'll be getting my email automation templates, my call cadence, my onboarding action plan, and then my client's onboarding template because they have something completely different than what you have. So super important that you nail this process down and that it is exact every single time that you do it, so that your clients know exactly what you're offering and are very confident in what you do for them. So make sure you get signed up for that. I'll post the link again today on the page. And then I want to answer some questions. So let me just open up my little screen over here. All right, so we had some questions about knowing when to raise your prices with your client. So we know that when we set up our contract with our client, we're ready to go. We say, okay, you're going to pay, $20 an hour, and I'm going to work for 10 hours for you for this month. So that is going to be your monthly rate. So the issue is going to come in, and I'm actually getting to that point now where you get, more than a handful of clients and you've booked out for so many hours and you're like, oh my gosh, I've personally, number one, can't fit any more clients into my actual schedule, right? I started out as an hourly and I realized very quickly that retainer was the easier way to go. So the reason why I say that, and we talk a little bit about this in the course, is because when you said, I'm going to be an hourly, right? We're going to charge an hourly rate. You have to spend that amount of time in order to get that amount of money. Make sense? So when we start looking at our pricing structure, you want to make sure that you are shifting your business from hourly to retainer. Once you switch yourself over to retainer, you can spend, 10 hours if that's what you promised, or you can spend 5 hours if that's what you promised, as long as you're delivering the same amount of content and as long as you're making sure that you're on time with your deliverables, then your retainer fee will set you up to be able to handle multiple clients. At this point, in my business specifically, I have 6 or 7 clients that I had on hourly, and I'm slowly transitioning them into retainer because I'm realizing I'm running out of hours in the day and I want to be able to have more clients. So when you're looking at how and when to raise your pricing, if you started out as hourly, look at how many hours you've booked out your clients for the month. And if it is more than the amount of hours that you can physically handle or more than the amount of hours that you actually want to work throughout the day, then it's most likely time to switch to retainer. Now, if you have a retainer client, you need to make sure that your hourly pay is still comparable to your hourly rate. So even if you have someone on your roster and you say, okay, we're going to do 6 graphics a month, it's going to take me 5 to 6 hours to do those graphics, and we're going to charge, in my head, $20 an hour, so that will equal X amount of dollars. So it's not that you have to tell your client, okay, I'm going to charge you $20 an hour. Here's my hourly report at the end of the month. Here's your invoice. What you basically say is, this is your retainer for keeping me on. These are the deliverables that you should expect, and this is how much it's going to cost. Then what you're able to do, let's say you had, 10 clients all on retainer. If you have 5 graphics to do for the month for one client, then you say, okay, I'm going to do those 5 graphics on Monday. And then you can leave that alone. And guess what? At the end of the month, get your retainer. It's literally that simple. So getting rid of hourly, moving into your retainer. And what I mean by retainer is a certain amount of product for a certain price and not worrying about how many hours you're spending on their projects, because putting yourself in that hourly range really does make it difficult for you to grow and to scale your business, because you can't. You eventually would have to at least hire someone else on to take over those hours, or figure out how to work outside of your normal business hours. So retainer is extremely important. And then also making sure that your deliverables are still comparable and that you're not spending 30 hours on a project that really only paid you for 5, right? The second question that we had was how to know if a client, how to know if what the client is looking for can be done in a short amount of time. How to figure out if I can actually do the right and amazing thing in the time that they're needing it by. So deadline. Okay. So basically you're just asking, whenever you're on that discovery call, how to estimate how much time it's going to take. So that is really 100% up to you. For me to create a graphic, if I have a template, then that takes me 5 seconds. If I don't have a template, that's going to take me about 45 minutes to an hour to kind of, make a template. So you need to start looking at the services that you're offering and start thinking about how long it would take you to build out things that are small, medium, and large in that same service. So let's say we're doing a website. If we are going to do website design, if someone wants just a basic homepage, I know a basic homepage, of course, it's going to take me at least an hour or so to get the formatting, but it's not going to take me as long as it would if I was doing a homepage, an about page, a services page. So look at your services and think to yourself, small amount, medium, and large, and then price small, medium, and large. So that whenever your client comes to you and says, okay, I just want to do 1 or 2 pages on my website, you say, okay, well, 2 pages, that's a medium for me. That usually takes me around 3 or 4 hours. So it's going to cost about this much money. So you really do have to look at your services and figure out how much time it's going to take you and how much your time is worth. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to do an entire website, spend 30 hours on it and get paid $30, right? If you know it's going to take you 30 hours and you like to charge $20 an hour, then what's 20 times 30? And that's what your project is going to cost. The thing is with clients is that they have to understand that you are running a business just as they are, and services cost money. Time is money. That's your value right there. So in order for them to reserve you, they're going to have to pay that amount of money. And if you have any questions about your pricing, obviously feel free to contact me about it, post in the group about it. But if you have questions about pricing, look at places like Upwork, see what people are charging there. Look at places like Allobee, see what people are charging there. Do some market research and see what people are charging outside of your little business in your office, and then see if you can make something comparable, or if you can go even lower. It's really up to you, or higher. So if you have questions about pricing, those are both 2 really good questions. Please, as always, just add them in the comments or add them on a post, and I would be more than happy to answer them for you. But it is very easy to either change yourself to a retainer or know how to give a quote based on the amount of time that it would take to complete a project. So that is what I have. Hey, Christina, what's up, girl? If you're watching this also, I should have said this in the beginning. If you're watching the replay, just hashtag replay so I know that you were here. Let's see. Yeah. And that's all the questions that we have. So let me know if you need me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to get yourself in the class. We have a couple spots left. Can't wait to see you guys and give you that client onboarding training. Let's get your businesses rolling. All right. Have a good Wednesday.